Hello all my creative birds out there. This is Tiffany and this is another journal flip through. This one is going to be for my February feel good one. This is actually what started me on the junk journaling venture that has led to all of this. I was kind of in a creative thump of, I had this amazing craft room and I love to create, I love to paint and make things and sew and just do all that kind of stuff. And as we all know, life stuff happens sometimes and you just kind of get in a rut and don't really have inspiration or motivation to kind of do anything. My time in life, we having difficulties with teenagers. You know, teenagers can be fun. Yes, I was a fun teenager myself. But I came across a post that was doing a prompt a day through February, and she was calling it Feel Good February. And so I thought, you know what, that would be a good motivation for me to get my butt creating again. And it was just an easy little prompt of just themes and prompts to journal. So I kind of did that. I did start my book. Well, first of all, this is my book cover that I made the book cover. The actual book itself is just a store-bought blank paper notebook. And if you guys have been following me and you know me, you know that plain and stuck on a cloud don't always go together. So I made my cover and I made the cloud, the little bucket to put things in, a little notebook or a pen or whatever. I just thought that was a fun idea. So I did start off, it wasn't, when I started thinking, okay, I'm going to start doing my journals, it was in January. It was towards the end of January, and I did not see the feel good post yet. This was just me saying, okay, let's just kind of play around. So this was my little first page in January of the book that I started. And this was just a little, because I was going to do a book about me. That was really what started this, was I wanted to do a journal about me. So then this was kind of a little introduction of this was who I am and dreams and stuff. And this was the story of how I got the name Stuck on a Cloud. And really it was my youngest son. He was 3, I think, at the time. He was the one that kind of came up with the name. At that time, I was going to open an Etsy shop, and I kept trying to think of a name, and all the names I was thinking either wasn't already a name as a shop, or I just wasn't feeling it. And my youngest son and I were in the car driving, and he was just randomly was like, "Look, Mommy, that plane looks like it's stuck on a cloud." And it just hit me. Stuck on a cloud. That's it. That was perfect. That was what it was meant to be. And that is the story how I got the name of Stuck on a Cloud. And then this page was my little happy book. And I this was my little attempt to try to make my own little journal. So this was the first little attempt of making a handmade journal, and it was to just kind of to write down little happy things that made me happy. I need to go back and to finish all of it to write. But anytime I thought of something that made me happy, I come and write in my little happy book. And I have the little tie here, and it went in its little pocket. And so this was the first day of the Feel Good February. The prompt for this one was, what was I excited about this month? So I kind of wrote what I was excited about and wrote a little bit more of what it was. I used, the background was paints and oil pastels on the back, and some gesso here in the white to make it like cloud, because it was a snowy day that day. And the second page, I think I did, I didn't do a page, I just kind of did a little post. I don't remember what the prompt was, but I did do a post on Instagram kind of with the theme of that day. But this day was about sun, so I did my little suns, because I know how to paint suns really well. I make wood-shaped clouds, and I do a painted sun on it, and I do a little like "You Are My Sunshine" on it, so I like doing suns. And I went through and I made a playlist of all my favorite songs that had sun in the title of it, or it was about sun. So this was what that was. This one was about random favorite things. So I made a list of some of my random favorite things. And then this one was about 5 favorite movies. So yes, I'm a Twilight fan. I just couldn't help it, but I am, and a Harry Potter fan. Pretty much any old black and white movie, not westerns, but any of those classic, it doesn't even have to be black and white, just classic movies. Breakfast at Tiffany and Love Stories, it's just one of my favorites. And then this one was, what was your favorite hot drink? Like, what was your favorite beverage? What was your favorite drink? So tea is actually, I do have coffee more in the morning than I do tea, even though I prefer tea, but my husband can drink some coffee, and there's always a big pot of coffee. So I will have coffee when the pot's made. If he has taken all the coffee before I even get out of bed, that's when I make tea. But I do prefer tea. That is my favorite. I do like tea, and I like tea parties, and I like going to tea parties. I used to belong to a tea party club, but that was a lot of fun. And so this page we're going to kind of skip. Or wait, no, this is right. Sorry, that's the wrong one. I do have some of my A to Z in here, and I'm not going to go over there, because after I get done with my little A to Z, I'm going to go back and go through all of, and I'll do a flip through of my A to Z. Thought this was it, but it's not. This one was actually 8 things I didn't know last year, but I do know now. So that was my eight things. This page was a page of gratitude, so what I was grateful for. So I did a little hidden tag journaling here of things that I was grateful for. This one was for memories of vacations, and we've had quite a few vacations, even though a lot of our vacations did tie into us moving. Like, we've been in the Coast Guard quite a few, made a lot of moves, and most of the time it's been back and forth cross country. So we've made a lot of cross country moves, and we've always made it, I always planned the moves as vacations. We had gone to the Houston Space Center, we've gone to water parks, we've gone and explored caverns and caves. We went to Mount Rushmore and Four Counters, and we did Lambeau Field because I'm a Packers fan. Oh geez, it's just, we did Niagara Falls for 4th of July one year when we were moving up to Boston. So it's just, and we've done a lot of other things too. And but this was just memories of our vacations. And then this one was 10 things that makes me happy. And so this was 10 things that made me happy. And I do a lot of happy pages because it's good to kind of remember what makes you happy a lot. 'Cause like I said before, it's very easy to get in the rut of bad things happening and get kind of down and stuff. And I like to remind myself what makes me happy, because then that makes me focus on the good stuff and the happy stuff. So this one was I don't remember what the prompt was for this one. Oh, say something nice to yourself. So this was a little note of trying to say something nice about myself, which is kind of hard. I don't do really well saying nice things about me. I do encourage and love to spread self-happiness to others and make them feel good. That brings me joy. But when it comes to telling myself that I'm good at something or say something nice, I do struggle with that one. So that was what this prompt this day was for that. I'm gonna skip that one because I was an ABC. So this one was wisdom. That was just the prompt, wisdom. So mine was that I started meditating in the morning. It helped a lot. So this was kind of about meditation, inner peace, inner calmness, and spreading kindness, because I do feel like that stuff comes back to you. And then this was about things I want to learn someday. So I've always wanted to know how to tap dance. When I was a little girl, my grandpa used to put beer caps on the bottom of my shoes, and because I guess back in the old days that's what they used to they do. But I would just tap around the house, and that's just a memory that I will always remember. I used to love that, and I always wanted to learn how to tap dance, but I am not coordinated. I am not a coordinated person. I'm more of let's fall on our face and laugh about it person than go and look graceful and tap dance person. I always wanted to learn how to play an instrument. It kind of changed throughout the years. First, in elementary school, it was a violin. And then in middle school, I wanted to know how to do the saxophone. High school, I wanted to know how to do the drums. Now I would like to probably learn how to play the guitar, which ties into learning how to sail, because that is kind of a dream of my husband and I, that when he retires, that we want to get a sailboat and sail as much of the world that we can. And it would be just really cool to have a guitar on there, to play the guitar, to occupy our times on the sailboat. So this one was, I don't remember what I know I did it on mental health, and I know it was about depression, but I'm trying to remember what the actual prompt was for that. But whatever the prompt was, I decided to do it about depression and mental health, because it is really a thing, and personally, family-wise, deal with that kind of stuff, and that was what inspired me to do this page. Nope, skipping that one. That was neat to see. This page was about your favorite sweets, what your favorite sweets were. And so there was just a couple of pictures I found out of magazines, and I wrote down some of my favorite sweets. And this one was a thank you, I guess. It was a page to thank people for their support. Someone who has supported you. That was what this one was for. And this one was kind of what you would advise to your younger self. So this really reminded me of me. Found that in a Reader's Digest and cut that out. So this was just kind of stuff that I would have gave myself back as a teenager than what I know now. This one was a small victory, and for runners, they probably wouldn't think it as a small victory, but for me, I like to run. I haven't ran in a while. Running has been a love-hate relationship with me in my adult life. When I'm in the groove, I love it. Getting to that groove is very painful and hard, and even getting to the start of getting to that groove is even harder. But when I was quite a few years ago, I had was really running a lot, and on the average I was running 5 miles a day, but I did get up to 6 miles, and I thought that was pretty good victory for me for getting up to 6 miles. This page was about quotes, happy quotes. So I found some quotes that I found that I liked, and this one was I think it was another one that had to do with like phrases and quotes and stuff. There was 2 days that were kind of pretty much almost the same. And this one was about my childhood memory of a teacher. So I did it as a like a theme, school theme, obviously, of memories of a teacher. And then we'll skip that one because that's A to Z. And this one was my top favorite bands. So I listen to a lot of I like independent folky kind of music. I used to like punk rock in high school and like rock music. I still kind of do, but with 3 boys, I don't want punk rock yelling in my ear all the time. I need calmness. So I do listen to a lot of folky stuff, and a lot of bands that I have that I like. Nobody really has heard of them before. Some of them they have, but I just have a whole collection of bands that I like. But my favorite is Angus and Julia Stone. They're from Australia. They're a brother and sister. I saw them live, and amazing. They are my favorite. I started listening to them years and years ago, probably about 10 years now I've been listening to them. Wild Child and Johnny Flynn, he's a British singer, like folk singer. Joe Prudy and First Aid Kit. Joanne Newsom, she has an acquired taste of a voice. Anybody that I introduce Joanne Newsom to, they're kind of like, okay, but I just love weird voices. I like funky. I love funky. I've been listening to her pretty much as long as I've been listening to Angus and Julia Stone. But yeah, she's definitely an acquired taste of a voice. But she plays the harp, and I just think she's amazing. And then Justin Timberlake is not really the music I listen to, but something about Justin, he's my man. my husband knows. It is just, he's on every exercise playlist that I make. When I used to work at Lane Bryant, he would come on. I always tease every time a Justin song would come on at Lane Bryant, be like, all right, stop. It's dance time. And we would I'd make all the girls stop folding or whatever. And we would dance to Justin. And we would have our dance break. This was a page about role models or who we looked up to. And I had picked my cousin Sherry because she really has been a role model, and I always looked up to her. She's a couple years, few years older than me, so you know, when I was little and she was a teenager in high school, I just thought she was the coolest. And she's always just been she's so sweet. You know, she loves animals. She's a librarian. She's just an amazing person, and that she's always been somebody I've always looked up to. And then the last day was 28 Reasons Why I Loved Myself. And this page was a really big challenge for me to come up with 28 reasons why I loved myself. So I started thinking of this page days before I even got to doing this journaling page, just to try to think of things that I actually do love about myself. So, and then the rest in here is my A to Z, and I have a whole other book, the journal book, that I did that because it just was getting too crazy in there. And once I get done with the Z, I will do a flip through of my A to Z. But this is what, these pages here is what's pretty much started this whole journaling, junk journal, love, everyday creating, all your guys' love and support and kind words, all started from this journal here, and that prompt challenge of February Feel Good, or Feel Good February. It reawakened my creative process of challenging myself every day to come in here every morning, to create every morning. My time to myself, the house was quiet, I would have my coffee or my tea, and I would just create before I started the day. And it's just, it's grown to what it is now. And I really have to thank a lot of you for all the support, for where I challenge myself every day to create new pages, because after February was done, here we're in mid-April, I continue to do journal pages every morning. The funny thing is, I have shared, if you really go down on my feed on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I create a lot of different stuff. I have always done art journaling with paints and gessos and collages and all that kind of stuff. I've always been I've made things with sewing. I've done things with paper. I do my wood art, where I actually own a scroll saw myself, and I actually go out and cut my shapes, cut my wood, and I do my art on wood shapes. And all of the stuff that I create and have shared, my journals has been the one thing that everybody has just really loved. And the funny thing is this is stuff that I used to do in high school. I used to have a notebook that I would carry around in my backpack all the time, and I would cut out clippings. I remember I had clippings of Kurt Cobain, and I would write poems in there, and I would draw, and I would do this kind of stuff in that notebook. And I never ever shared the journaling process with anybody, really, on Instagram or anything. I've always just kind of kept that in a book to myself, and I would share everything else. And this challenge had made me start sharing it, and I'm very happy I did, because now I've met a lot of wonderful journaling people. I get a lot of encouragement. I started my YouTube to share my journaling, and it's just been pretty cool. And it's this book here that got me started to start sharing it and stuff. So you never know what's gonna get your juices flowing and what's gonna get you going. But yep. So this was my my Feel Good February flip through, and like I said, I'll do the ABC about me, the Stuck on the Cloud A to Z, once I'm done. Yesterday I just did J, so I have a ways to go on that. And this is my April one so far, but once again, April's done. I will go through that. And but yes, so I hope you enjoyed the little flip through. If it ran a little too long, I'm sorry, I'm kind of talky. I'm gonna talk your ears off if you don't mind. And if you have any questions, if you just want to share the love, because I love having that, hearing comments from you guys and your feedbacks and what you guys liked, what you didn't like, please leave a comment below. And if you liked my flip throughs and you liked this, push that thumb button. And if you just happen to come across my channel, welcome to it. And hit that subscribe button, because that would be amazing. My kids laugh all the time that I'm on YouTube, because my oldest is almost 20. I have a 16 and a 13-year-old. So, young generation's all about the YouTube, and the fact that Mom's on YouTube, they think it's pretty funny. They support me and they think it's cool, but they also tease me about it. But anyways, please subscribe for future flip throughs, journaling tutorials. I will be having a goodie find, which is other known on the YouTube world as hauls. But I'm gonna call mine goodie finds, because really that's what it is I find goodies and I'm gonna share them with you. So I'm gonna have a video of that. I either have already posted before this is, or I'll post it after this one. I don't know, but I will have my first goodie finds video soon. And I will also be doing my pen pal cloud swap, just pen pal. I'm going to do videos of once a month of all the fun things that I got either through the cloud swap or through pen pals. And if you don't know what the cloud swap is, if you follow me on Instagram, there's a link to it, or it's a Facebook group called the Cloud Swap. And each month I pair you up with a pen pal and we swap either journaling stuff or handmade stuff, or we connect. Questions about things, we pop on there and everything. It's a really great group of ladies that are on there. So anyways, like I said before, I'm gonna stop rambling because I think this is probably getting too long. But please like it if you liked, comment before, like I said before, and hit that subscribe button. And yeah, so, and like always, spread love, smiles, and sunshine. Thank you.